Hi everyone, this is Rainy, and today I'm going to make or attempt to make ketchup for the first time. And my family doesn't really eat a lot of ketchup, but I'm going to be turning the ketchup into barbecue sauce, and the barbecue sauce I'm making is requires like 8 or 9 cups of ketchup, so I figured I would just make my own ketchup with my own tomatoes. So the recipe that I'm using today is from the Ball preserving site, and I'm going to need 24 tomatoes, so I went out and picked probably 10 pounds, and then I had 15 pounds saved up in the freezer. So let's get started. All right, here's my sink full of tomatoes. So the tomatoes I'm using are a mix of a ton of different tomatoes. So I actually have some Sun Gold cherry tomatoes in there, and some Tigerella, Green Zebra, which all of these are vining tomatoes, and just quite a few other types of tomatoes. But most of them are vining, with just like a handful of Roma tomatoes mixed in. But there's 24 pounds there, so let's get started and get these all washed and cored. Okay, so all I'm doing is washing the tomatoes. If they're fresh, I'm taking the stem off, and then I'm cutting out the core. And then just kind of chopping it into pieces, and then putting them into my turkey roaster here. And when they're frozen, what's kind of nice about those is that the peel kind of slides right off. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it slides like right off, which is great. But I'm going to actually run this through a food mill later to get out a lot of the extra, all of the, basically the skins and the seeds and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'll bring you back. All right, got all the tomatoes in, and now I've got my roaster on about 300 to 320, and I'm just going to start cooking these down. But you can see we've got some Sun Gold. This is Green Zebra. Let's see, this is the paste tomato, and then some regular vining tomatoes. I don't remember what those tomatoes are called, but anyways, let's see how long it takes to make homemade ketchup. I hope it's good. Okay, so now I need to make up a spice bag, and in that bag is going to be cinnamon sticks, whole cloves, a ton of celery seed, and then it was supposed to be whole allspice, but I can't find that in the stores anywhere, so we're going with ground, and I just didn't put as much in as the recipe called for. And then I'm going to put this into some apple cider, some apple cider vinegar. All right, so you can see I've got my 3 cups of apple cider vinegar there. I'm going to attempt to put all of this into coffee filter because I don't have cheesecloth, and I need something that's going to keep that allspice in. So I'm going to bring the cider vinegar up to boil, and then basically the bag of spice is going to sit in there for like 25-30 minutes. Let's see if I can do this. So I got a little string here, and hopefully this works. Boy, it's going to be really close. Maybe, well, let's just tie it and see what happens. I'm not going to be vigorously stirring this around in there, so hopefully this will hold. It's very close. So heck was that? Sounded like one of my canning jars popped, but I haven't been doing any canning today yet. Okay, so that's pretty good. Hopefully that keeps the allspice in. Bring this around a couple times, nice and tight. Hopefully you can see here. Everybody's getting a little antsy because they want me to make a fried chicken dinner. So as soon as I get this steeping, I'm gonna start cutting up the chicken. So we have our chicken whole. So we got it from a local farm. So I have to cut it up into pieces before I can fry it. And by the way, today's drink is honey whiskey. So if you guys have not tried honey whiskey, you should try it. I know it's cheating. It's really not good quality whiskey, but it sure is delicious and just over some ice. So, all right, let's wait for the vinegar to come up to boil, and then I'll take it off the heat and we'll just let it steep for like 25-30 minutes. All right, so we're up to a boil, so I'm gonna turn off the heat, and then we'll set the timer for 25 minutes, and I'll see you then. Okay, I'm back, and in the last 25 minutes I've got a chicken cut up and frying. The pan's a little bit more crowded than I would like, but it was a small chicken and I wanted to kind of get it all in there, but it's frying up pretty good. Getting ready to make some mashed potatoes, got the water boiling over here. Oh, and I also put the chicken carcass in for some chicken broth on low, my crock pot. I'll cook that for the next couple days and make some really good chicken broth. And then here are the tomatoes cooking down. You can see all the water coming up. And so the timer went off. So it's time to take that bag off, or out, the spice bag. See if I can do this without burning myself. Okay. All right, and now I'm gonna put this in the sink, and then basically here's what it looks like. Smells really good. So this is going to be used later. Tomatoes have to get cooked down for a little bit. So I'll bring you back when the tomatoes are ready for us to add all the rest of the ingredients. Alright, so the ketchup recipe also calls for 3 cups of onion. That's supposed to be in with the tomatoes right now, so we are going to chop those up. And actually, this is kind of good timing because then I can take all this onion skins and ends and put it in with my broth. Alright, looks like we're going to need at least one more onion. That's just about perfect. So we're going to put these in. There goes my timer for the chicken. Alright, I'm going to keep cooking this down a little bit. Alright, so the onions just went in, and then it also needs 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So we're just going to put that in there. And so let's get it all stirred up. It's smelling good. The fried chicken is done. It looks great. I'll show you here in a second if anybody's interested. Potatoes are almost ready. Here's my finished fried chicken, and potatoes are almost ready. All right, so I just added in the infused apple cider vinegar, and I'm just gonna keep on simmering this for a little while, probably another hour or so. And then I'm going to put it through the food mill. All right, it's time to put through the food mill, and I have the Fresh Tech. So probably if you've watched my videos before, you've seen it. But basically the sauce is going to come out here, and the skins and seeds over here. So let's get started. And here's how it works. So the tomatoes go over here, they come down, shoot, the juice comes out this way here. Alright, here it is after it's gone through the food mill. It took forever to get it all through there, but finally got it there. So now I'm going to put the canning salt and some sugar in, and then basically it has to reduce down by half until it gets to the consistency of ketchup. I'll bring it back when it's that consistency. Alright, so for those who are interested in how my broth turned out, so I got 3 quarts, and this is these jars are what that tomato sauce comes in at the stores. It's Classico, I think is what it is. So I buy those just because these regular canning lids actually fit on those. And then I hear people actually even can with these. I haven't tried canning with them yet, but these are great for just putting the hot broth in, and then the lid is actually sealed, but because it wasn't in the pressure canner like the USDA recommends, I'll just put these in the fridge. But it's kind of nice to know that they've sealed, and then hopefully they'll keep longer in the fridge. But anyways, just wanted to show you guys. I still have the ketchup simmering, and it's starting to look pretty good, but it's definitely not at the consistency I want yet. You know, I want that thick tomato or thick ketchup consistency. So we're just gonna bring it to boil. I had it overnight in the roaster, and of course you can't really bring that kind of stuff up to a nice simmer. So now that I have it in this pot, you can see it's already gone down like an inch since it's been in this pot, but I'll be bringing this back up to a simmer again. We went out for the day, so I didn't want to leave this on here without stirring, because you obviously have to stir it quite a bit often. So anyways, I'll bring it back to you when I get it to the right consistency. Okay guys, so this is my finished sauce, and let me, where's my spoon at? I guess I'll just use this. But you can see this is the thickness. See how pretty thick? It'll actually thicken a little bit more, I think, once it cools down, because I put some on a plate and then put it in the fridge to cool it down so I could do a taste test against other like brand name ketchup, and it definitely thickened up as it sat there. So I'm gonna measure this out and see if this is enough to make my barbecue sauce that I'm making, and if I'll bring you guys along for that. So it'll be the first time I've made homemade barbecue sauce. So basically all of these videos are basically a first time thing, except for my hot sauce. I've already been making hot sauce, and that video will come out before this one or after this one, not sure. Anyways, as always, be kind and wander well.